Hello students, welcome to Mona Patil Tutorials. Today we are going to learn Maharashtra Board Standard 9 lesson number 4 Measurement of Matter from Science and Technology 1. Till now, if you are not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and press on the bell icon for further notification. So let's start our lesson Measurement of Matter. Topics to be covered from this lesson. First, law of chemical combination, atom, shape, mass and valency, molecular mass and the concept of mole, and last one is the radicals. Okay. So what is the Dalton's atomic theory? How are the compounds formed? What are the molecular formula of salt, slake lime, water, lime, limestone? So these all part we have covered in the previous chapter in the same standard. Okay. So first, law of chemical combination. This law states that if two elements combine to form more than one compound, the masses of this element in the reaction are in the ratio of small whole numbers. This law was given by Daltons in the year 1803. Okay, the combination or the composition of substance changes during a chemical change. The fundamental experiments in this regard were performed by scientists in 18th and 19th century. While doing this, they measured accurately the substance use and form and thus discovered the law of chemical combination. Okay. So here, next, law of conservation of matter. Even I have shown you this practical also in the last our chapter period. So, law of conservation of matter means what? The law of conservation of mass states that mass in the isolated system is neither created or nor destroyed by chemical reactions or physical transformations. According to the law of conservation of mass, the mass of the product in the chemical reaction must be equal the mass of the reactant. Here you can see in the first picture calcium chloride solution and sodium sulfate solution has taken separately. One is in test tube and another is in conical flask. The total weight of this is 300.23 gram. Then this calcium chloride solution is mixed into the conical flask by tilting slightly. And the chemical reaction in this next picture you can see. Calcium sulfate has formed in the form of precipitate and sodium chloride means salt solution also has formed. So here after the reaction also the weight of the given constituent is the same. And from that we can understand law of conservation of matter. Now law of constant proportion. In 1794, the French scientist J.L. Proust stated that the law of constant proportion as the proportion by weight of the constituent element. The various sample of compound is fixed. Okay, this is the photo of scientist. Okay, and they said, for example, the proportion by weight of hydrogen and oxygen in water is 1:8. This means that 9 gram water is formed by chemical combination of 1 gram hydrogen and remaining 8 gram oxygen. Similarly, the proportion by weight of the carbon and oxygen in carbon dioxide is 3:8. For example, in 44 gram of carbon dioxide, there is a 12 gram of carbon and 32 gram oxygen. So that proportion by weight of carbon is 3:8. Okay. Then here Lavoisier, the second photo you can see Lavoisier. Anthony Lavoisier is a French scientist and he also known as father of modern chemistry. substantial contribution in the field of chemistry, biology, and economics. Then what the specialty of the scientist? He has contribute for the nomenclature of oxygen and hydrogen, showed that matter combines with oxygen during combustion, and was the first to use accurate weighing technique to weigh reactant and product in a chemical reaction, which we have studied earlier. Discovered that water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen, that we everyone know the formula of water is the H2, which was discovered by Lavoisier, and assigned the systematic name to the compound. For example, sulfuric acid, sulfate, sulfide. This name has given by this scientist. Author of the first book on modern chemistry. He studied the elements such as oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, phosphorus, mercury, zinc, and sulfur, and first writer of the law of conservation of mass in a chemical reaction. So these scientists have most important contribution in the modern chemistry. Next we will going to study about the atom, its size, its mass, and valency. We have learned that the center of atom is the nucleus, and that there are moving electron in the extranuclear part. The electron are negatively charged elementary particle, while the elementary particle that make up the nucleus are positively charged proton and electrically neutral neutron, and combinedly they are known as nucleons as they are present in the nucleus. The size of an atom is determined by its radius. Okay, radius means their distance from the center, means from the nucleus to the outermost shell is the radius of that atom. Okay, of an isolated atom is the distance between the nucleus of atom and its outermost orbit. Atomic radius is expressed in nanometers. So here the radius of some of the atom has given, like atomic radius is 10 raised to minus 10 of hydrogen atom, then 10 raised to minus 9 of water molecule, 10 raised to minus 8 means hemoglobin molecule. So here you can imagine here 10 raised to minus 9 means how much small? It is the 1 upon 10 raised to 9 meter, means 1 nanometer. Means how many times you will divide this one number it has given. It is divide by 10 raised to 9 time to 1. So how much small these atoms are, you can imagine here. Here the photographs has given that field ion microscope image of iridium atoms. So here every round spot you can observe in this image is an atom. Okay, here this is the image as taken from microscope. Okay, then next, the mass of an atom. The mass of an atom is concentrated in its nucleus, and it is due to the proton and neutron. And the number of proton neutron in the atomic nucleus is called the atomic mass number. Because electron is there, but electron have very negligible mass, means it is just like naught, just like zero, and that is why the electron mass is not considered here in the atomic mass. Okay, only the nucleus. That is why we can say the atomic mass is concentrated in the nucleus. Then the mass of an atom, nitrogen atom, is 14. Here some examples are given for you. So 14 times that of hydrogen atom, means 14 hydrogen is equal to 1 nitrogen, like that. Therefore the relative mass of nitrogen atom is 14, and this is how the relative atomic masses of various elements were determined on this scale. The relative atomic mass of many elements came out to be fractional. Therefore, in the course of time, different atoms were chosen as reference atoms. Finally, in 1961, the carbon atom was selected as a reference atom. But in this scale, the relative mass of carbon atom was accepted as a 12th. the relative atomic mass of hydrogen atom compared to the carbon atom becomes 12th into 1 by 12th, that is 1 only. The mass of one proton and of one neutron on the scale of relative atomic mass is approximately 1, and the relative atomic masses of some elements in the chart is given below or here in the side. So here hydrogen atomic mass 1, helium 4, means helium is 4 times big than hydrogen, like that. So here every element is compared with the mass of hydrogen. Okay, lithium 7, and this is what their atomic masses. Okay, beryllium 9, boron 11, carbon 12, nitrogen 4, and probably you can see this atomic mass number is the double of the atomic number. Suppose helium has the 4 atomic mass and its atomic number is 2, means 2 to the 4. It's not compulsory for that all the elements like that, but normally it is like that. Okay, beryllium, boron, here carbon is having atomic number 6 and the atomic mass number 12, nitrogen 7, then 14. Okay, it is not for same for all the elements like that. So oxygen is the 16, sodium 11 to the 22, like that. Okay, so you can understand this all here elements and their atomic mass given. Now next we are going to study about the chemical symbol of elements. So before given such a nomenclature for the hydrogen H, oxygen O, chlorine Cl, carbon C, so the symbols is given like that. You can see hydrogen circle and in between dot, carbon is sphere like. Okay, oxygen is means it a massive sphere, it's a empty sphere for the oxygen. Phosphorus have the 3 lines joined in the center and circle. Such symbols are given by the scientist Dalton before knowing this symbol hydrogen H, oxygen O. Is it? Then here molecular elements and compound. Molecular elements and compound, you will see, observe here the molecules is having a same alphabet. Okay, hydrogen, okay, and this is what one molecule of hydrogen, by combining 2 atoms one molecule of hydrogen is formed. But if this hydrogen combine with the oxygen, it will form the molecule of compounds. Okay, so such examples are given here. Oxygen, here it is the molecule of oxygen, here it is molecule of chlorine, but chlorine is combined with the hydrogen, then it can form the compound hydrochloric acid. Okay, and then next, molecular mass and the concept of mole. So here the molecular mass of substance is the sum of atomic masses of all atoms in a single molecule of that substance. Like atomic mass, molecular mass is also expressed in the unit Dalton. So how to deduce the molecular mass of hydrogen oxide, or we can say water, is it? So here molecule of water has given here, and their constituent is what? Hydrogen and oxygen. So as we know, the atomic mass of hydrogen is 1 and oxygen is 16. Okay, so we have mentioned here the atomic mass. In the next column you can see the number of hydrogen in the molecule is 2. Okay, here 2 hydrogen atom is there, so we had written 2, and only 1 atom of oxygen, so here written 1. So multiplication of these 2 atomic mass and number of atom in the molecule is given in the last column, that is 2 and 16. So togetherly it will be 18. So molecular mass of the water is 18. So from that we ensure about the formula for molecular mass. is equal to sum of constituent atomic masses into molecular mass of water. So molecular mass of water, atomic mass of hydrogen into 2 plus atomic mass of oxygen into 1 is the number of elements present in the formula. Okay. Like atomic mass, molecular mass also expressed in the unit Dalton. So the unit is called Dalton, represented by a small u. Next, mole. Concept of mole. When element and compound take part in chemical reaction, it is their atoms and molecules that react with each other, and therefore it is necessary to know the number of their atoms and molecules. So while carrying out the chemical reaction, it is convenient to measure out the quantity that can be handled instead of counting the number of atom and molecule. The concept of mole is useful for this purpose. A mole is that quantity of substance, whole mass in gram, is equal in magnitude to the molecular mass of that substance in the Daltons. Then the molecular mass of oxygen, suppose 32 Dalton, and therefore 32 gram oxygen is 1 mole of oxygen. So 1 mole is equal to 32 gram of oxygen. The molecular mass of water is 18 Dalton. Therefore 18 gram of water make 1 mole of water. Okay. Then when element and compound take part in a chemical reaction, okay, when element and compound take part in a chemical reaction, it is their atom and molecule that react with each other, and therefore it is necessary to know the number of their atoms and molecule. However, while carrying out the chemical reaction, it is convenient to measure and out of quantities that can be handled instead of counting the numbers of atoms in the molecule. Okay. Here next is the formula for number of moles of substance. Okay, or that has denoted number of moles of substance denoted by small n. So 1 mole of compound is the mass of that substance in the gram, equal in magnitude to its molecular mass. The SI unit is mole. Okay, so number of moles of substance is equal to mass of substance in gram upon molecular mass of substance is called the formula for moles. Okay. Then next we are going to study about the Avogadro's number. So Avogadro's number is what? The number of molecule in 1 mole of any substance is constant. The Italian scientist Avogadro did pioneering work in this context. Therefore, this number is called Avogadro's number, and it is denoted by the symbol capital N and at the base A. Later, scientists demonstrated experimentally that the value of Avogadro's number is 6.022 into 10 raised to 23. This value is constant. Okay. A mole of any substance stands for 6.022 10 raised to 23 molecule. Just as a dozen has 12 items, century has the 100 or gross has 144, a mole means 6.022 into 10 raised to 23. For example, of mole of water, that is 18 gram of water contains 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 molecule of water. Okay. Then here the image will show you 1 dozen banana or 12 banana. 144 notebooks make 1 gross of notebooks. So here, as compared to this you all are familiar with these quantities. So like that, 1 mole common salt is equal to 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 molecule. Okay. So 1 mole of water 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 molecule. Now here, how many molecules are there in 66 gram of carbon dioxide? So such an example we can solve with the help of this formula. So method, molecular mass of carbon dioxide is 44, that just we have seen in previous slide. Number of moles is given here. Carbon dioxide is equal to mass of carbon dioxide in grams upon molecular mass of carbon dioxide. So mass is given already and we know the molecular mass of carbon dioxide. So substitute this value in the formula. Then you'll get the answer 1.5 moles of 1 mole of carbon dioxide contain 6.022 into 10 raised to 23 molecules. So 1.5 mole carbon dioxide contain 1.5 into 6 into 022 into 10 raised to 23 molecules is equal to 9.033 into 10 raised to 23 molecules. So this is one of the example based on the Avogadro's number. So always remember, the number of molecules in given quantity of substance is determined by its molecular mass. The number of molecules in equal masses of different substance is different. 1 mole quantities of different substance have different masses measured in gram. Next we will study about the valency. Many times you have studied also. Since 8th standard we know about this word or the term, that is valency. The valency means what? Is the capacity of an element to combine is called its valency. The valency of an element is indicated by a specific number. It is the number of chemical bond formed by one atom of that element with other atom. In the 18th and 19th century, the laws of chemical combination were used to find out of the valencies of elements. In 20th century, the relationship of the valency of element with its electronic configuration was recognized. Here, one example is given: sodium atom, and chlorine atom. So, electronic configuration of both these atoms is given 281 and 287. So you will see the last outermost shell here of sodium is 1. So this tendency, this is a metal, so it have the tendency to give the electron, and as it give the electron, it will gain a positive charge and their outermost shell will be stable with the 2,8. Okay, and in the chlorine, it have one less to complete the octave, so it can accept the electron which is given by the sodium, and their electronic configuration of fluorine will be 288. Again it will be stable. Okay, and in this way, by giving one electron by the sodium, by taking one electron from the sodium chloride salt is formed. Okay, so this is what the use of valency here, to form the useful compound. Next is the variable valency. Variable valency means, here you can see some valency which are very common and constant in all. Hydrogen, atomic number 1, electronic configuration 1, valence electron 1, and so the valency is 1. So hydrogen can give or take only 1 electron, so its valency is 1. Helium is having 2, so it is the stable one. Okay, so lithium is valency is here, lithium 3 atomic number, so their electronic configuration 2 1, valence electron 1, and valency is 1 there. Okay, now here 4 of beryllium, so the electronic configuration will be 2 2, as valence electron will be 2, and that is why valency 2. So you can understand all these here. It has given serially, so no there will be confusion to complete this table to you. Okay, so then also we will take of one more example like carbon. Carbon have atomic number 6, so their electronic configuration 2 4. Outermost shell have 4 electron, so again 4 can be taken from otherwise 4 can be given to others. So valency will be 4. So carbon valency will be 4, and so on for the nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminum, and silicon. Okay. But in spite of this, some elements that exhibits variable valency, means their valency can be changed, little bit changed. So here you can see the example of copper. Copper, the valency, two valencies are there, 1 and 2. So suppose according to the situation, copper is the metal, so it can be give 2 electron or 1 electron. Suppose it will give the 1 electron, it will form the copper plus, Cu plus. And if you will give the 2 electrons, so it will be copper 2 plus or Cu2 plus. So see, 1 plus is there, then cuprous, and 2 plus ion is there, then cupric nomenclature is there. Same is the for mercury and iron. Mercury also have 1 and 2 valency, Hg plus Hg2 plus. So mercurious and mercuric, like that. Here the iron has 2 and 3 valency, means 2 valencies are there here, and this valencies is called variable valency. So if the iron have iron 2 plus, then ferrous, it will form the ferrous. If 3 plus is there in iron, then ferric. Okay. So this is about the variable valency. Next is the radicals. Radicals, here you can see some base are given and some acids are given. Okay. So in base, sodium plus and OH minus, hydroxide minus. Here potassium means K plus OH minus, Ca plus OH2 minus, like this it will form. So here plus cation and minus will be anion, and those are having plus as their cation, they are called as the basic radicals. Okay. Here you will see the cation will be H plus Cl minus, H plus Br minus, H plus NO3 minus. So here anion which having the negative charge called as the acidic radicals. Okay. Here you can see sodium plus, ammonia plus, etc. The positive charge radicals are called basic radical, and negative charge radicals are called acidic radicals, such as NO3 minus, Cl minus, etc. So compound with ionic bond have 2 constituents. These are cations, means positive charge ion, and anion, negative charge ion. They take part independently in the chemical reaction and therefore called the radicals. Here some example of radicals are given, which having a valency first 1 and then 2 and then till 2 is the valency. Okay. And those, here we can see those having the positive charge, they are positive or basic radical. Those have the negative charge, they called as a acidic radical. Okay. Next, the chemical formula of compound and recapitulation. Means a recap of all the parts. While writing the formula of compounds such as sodium chloride, the symbol of the cation is written on the left, and adjoined to it on the right is the symbol of anion. The charges are not shown through the number of ion is written as subscript on the right of the symbol of the ion. This number is obtained easily by the method of cross multiplication of valencies. Here we can see the example, step by step example of sodium sulfate. How the sodium sulfate formula is written. To write the symbol of radicals, basic radicals on the left. Okay, sodium and sulfate. Step 2, to write the valencies below the respective radicals. Sodium valency 1, sulfate valency 2. To cross multiply as shown by the arrows the number of radicals. So it can be crossed. So those are the sulfate valency, it will be attached to the sodium, means Na2. And those of sodium valency, it can be attached to the sulfate, means SO4. Okay, like that. And in this way we can write the any formula with the help of their valencies. Next, these are some examples of ions or radicals. So these are the basic radicals which carry the positive charge. And sodium, potassium, silver, cuprous, mercurous, these are what a basic radicals because it contain positive charge. And here you can see hydrogen, hydride minus, fluoride, chlorine minus, bromine minus, these are the acidic radicals and other example. Okay, so here we have finished. Thank you all for watching this video, and thank you for watching this video. Hope you had liked the video. If you really like watching this video, press on the like button and also share this video. Thank you once again. We will meet in next video. Till then, bye bye. Thank you.